The Hoyt Alpha X 33 versus the Mathews Lift 33. There's been a lot of talk about both these bows, so we're going to do a comparison of these bows today at 80 pounds. So thanks for joining us today at Extreme Outfitters. Zach and JR here. Extreme Outfitters, we've got all your archery needs. Head over to the website if you need anything, extremeoutfitters.com. But we're going to go ahead and get right into this, right? So Hoyt and Mathews neck and neck this year. Both have put out phenomenal bows. So we're going to do a quick little comparison video, and we're talking about a couple key things with these bows. So we're going to compare the overall bow weight, the holding weight of the bow, and then the speeds of the bow at 30 inches with two different arrows, a 411 grain arrow and a 525 grain arrow at 80 pounds. So let's take a look at the specs real quick, JR. So we'll start with the Hoyt. Yep. I'm going to get my cheat sheet right here. So this again is their 33-inch ATA bow. So overall length of 33 inches axle to axle. It actually comes in right at 33 5/16. The brace height on this bow is 6 3/8. This bow comes in supposedly at 4.75 pounds from the factory. I'm assuming that is without the stubby.
Correct.
We're going to leave it on though because it's how it comes from the factory and that's how we're going to shoot it. And the speeds for this bow, it's rated at 334 feet per second. So we're going to see what the speeds look like at 80 pounds. So let's compare that to the Mathews Lift 33.
Yep, so I have the Lift 33 here. This is a 33-inch axle-to-axle bow, a 6.5-inch brace height. The dry weight is roughly 4.26 pounds is what they're saying on the website, and speeds of up to 343 feet per second.
So screaming fast and a little bit lighter right out of the gate. Both great bows, both incredible bows. But they are both unique in their own way and they both have a different feel.
Yep.
So let's start with the actual weight of the bow. So we'll get weights of both of these. So this is how the bow comes aside from the whisker biscuit that we've got on it, which we're going to use for the testing purposes of this video. So let's take a look at what the actual weight is. 5.3 pounds is what this comes in at. We'll make that a note on our little board right here, as you can see, so we can keep all of our data right in front of you and you guys can compare it. So Hoyt, 5.3 pounds.
The Mathews is coming in at 4.4 pounds.
4.4 pounds. And these are how the bows come shipped. So if you took this little stubby off, it'd be a hair lighter.
Yep.
But as you can see right out of the gate, the Mathews bow is a little bit lighter. You look at the riser on it, there are a ton of cutouts on that riser that really make it lean and mean.
And the limbs aren't as long either, so I mean that's going to cut some weight there too and everything.
A handful of differences between these two. So what we're going to do now is we're going to actually check the draw weight on these. Both of these should be right at
roughly about 80 pounds.
80 pounds. And we're going to see what the actual holding weight is at full draw. So let's see. Bear with me. Both these bows are at 30 inches. Again, like we said, a little long for me, but we'll make it happen.
And we cannot stress enough to make sure when you draw them back on a bow, have an arrow knocked and do it in a safe direction.
79.5 pounds. The holding weight on this is 4.1.
That's nice. That's really good.
So I'm gonna let you hold this.
Yep.
So draw weight 79.5, and then we said the holding weight was 4.1 pounds. Hopefully this doesn't fall on me.
Okay.
And I'm gonna step out of the way.
Now for the Mathews. So I got 80.1, holding weight 12.1.
All right guys, so we can go ahead and jump right into the speed test. So this is right at 80 pounds, 30 inches. We're gonna start with our heaviest arrow. This is a 525 grain arrow. So we'll see what kind of speeds we're getting out of this thing. .281.4 feet per second. JR is gonna take over the writing.
281.4.
Now we're gonna go to our light arrow. This is 411 grains. .314 feet per second. What do you think, JR?
That's pretty good.
Scooting, so we've gained how much?
384. 27 feet.
With almost 100 grain difference?
Yes. 411 to 5, yeah, so over
314 feet per second. So one thing about that you'll notice, it seems like just watching initially when you're drawing the bow back, is the difference in the valley of these two bows, right? So the Hoyt bow, the draw cycle for me, even at 30 inches, which is way too long for me, it's incredibly smooth through the entire draw cycle. And then the valley is very forgiving.
It is.
So you can sit back there and you can almost relax on the bow. And just looking at the holding weight difference of the bow is quite a bit difference. So you'll notice in the draw cycle here when he shoots this, how ready to go this cam actually is on the Mathews.
Yep. And I don't think it's like that for every bow. It's just, I think this bow, it just wants to have a little bit different of a valley on it.
And in case we didn't mention, these bows are at 85%. So the Alpha X33, we've got it set at 85%. We got 85% mods on the Mathews.
Yes. Okay. All right, so this is the Lift at 80 pounds, 525 grain. It still feels very smooth. I know I did struggle a little bit there. .284.5. So I assume this is going to be very similar to that to that Hoyt. All right, now we got the 411 grain. Yeah, if I let up a little bit though, it's like that. Those cams want to go. .320.5. Wow, I was off. I was 6 feet faster.
320.5. So, if you look at our little grid right here that we've got for you, as I knock it down, comparing the two bows, they are similar as far as speeds. I would say very, very close to each other. The Mathews does appear to be a hair faster. With a 525 grain arrow, there's about a 3 feet per second difference, and there's about a 6 feet per second difference in the lighter 411 grain arrow. But as far as the overall feel of the bow, I mean, just looking at it, I think the Hoyt cam is, like we talked about, it's very forgiving, it's very smooth. The nice thing about it is the 1/4 inch adjustments that you make in it, so you can really fine tune it. But shooting an 80-pound bow on a Hoyt with the HBX Exact Cam is smooth. I mean, like I said, for me, I shoot 28.5 inches. Drawing this back at 30 inches still isn't terrible for me. And typically it is on some of the other bows, just being that much longer. But great cam, great bow. It's a shooter.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I've shot both these bows back and forth. And I feel like they're so close to each other. It's just a matter of finding what appeals to you better. You know, holding weight, physical weight of the bow, draw cycle, which I feel like everything is very comparable to them. So
yes,
if you're in a toss up on it, I mean, you just got to shoot them a little bit, and then at the end, ultimately decide what you like best.
Absolutely, and that's one thing we encourage, and that's why we carry all the brands. We want everybody to come in and shoot all the bows. Forget the brands, come in and shoot and get a feel for what works best for you. But if you're looking for a comparison on speeds, they are very, very close. The Mathews Lift 33, the Alpha X 33 from Hoyt, very comparable.
Yep.
So, anything else? Any additional comments, JR?
Shoot them for yourself and see what you like.
That's it. Take them, get in the shop if you can, shoot all the bows and see what works for you. So as always, we really appreciate you guys watching, tuning in for our videos. Make sure if you need anything, head over to the website, extremeoutfitters.com. Sign up for our newsletter, get locked into all the latest and greatest deals, and get geared up for this season, which will be here before you know it. So hunting gear, archery, bow hunting equipment, we've got it. Head over to the website, extremeoutfitters.com. See you guys in the next video.